What is going on, mortals? Mortopia here! And today we're looking a bit more in depth to the upcoming dinos. Yes, that is right. We're going to take a closer look at the dinos that are coming in the next update for Xbox and PS4. And the first one is right on screen. It's the giant bees. But yeah, the first one is the giant bee. It makes honey. You can tame the queen bee, but you cannot tame the other little bees that it summons. So yeah, this is the giant bee. And what information have we got? Well, bam! Right here. Right, new dinos. Giant bee. The giant queen bee is a passive tame that prefers Ichthyornis kibble. 1 rare flower, 1 sour root, 2 magic berries, and 3 fiber. Or you can tame it with rare flowers. Once you locate a hive, you must destroy the hive in order to get the queen bee. The hive and the queen bee will spawn giant bees to protect itself. Once tamed, you can convert the queen bee into a beehive, which you can then place down and harvest honey from. Use rare flowers to power the beehive. Wear bug repellent or ghillie armor to stop the bees from attacking you. Honey works as bait for attracting nearby creatures. Honey calms aggressive leads. Toss it into the water and make your escape. So some really good information there. It tells you how to tame it, what is its preferred kibble, and other little bits. So this is a really good feature that they kind of added, because you will see all these beehives. Most of them will be located in the red forest biome. You'll see them on side of the trees, but you will get them different places as well. But yeah, it does say you have to locate the beehive, and then you must destroy the hive, and then the queen bee will appear, but it will also summon other like minion bees that will attack you unless you are wearing either like bug spray or a ghillie suit. And the queen bee is a passive tame. Its preferred kibble is Ichthyornis kibble, or you can just tame it with rare flowers. And then you can convert the queen bee into a beehive, and you can make a farm out of them which will produce honey. And the beehives are powered by rare flowers. Pretty good. And the other good thing, it will calm aggressive leads. So if you're on a raft out at sea and it starts attacking your raft, and luckily enough it doesn't kill it in one hit, throw some honey into the water. It will calm it down, and you can make an escape. If you got someone else with you, just keep tossing honey into the water while you're sailing off, and you should make a clean getaway. So that is the first dino that's coming. The second one is this. It looks kind of like a wild boar, like a wild pig, but they call them boars. That's what it looks like. So these are tameable and they're rideable, and they have got a special like feature effect. And we're going to more information over here. So prefers iguana kibble, 1 rare mushroom, 1 cooked prime jerky, 2 magic berries, and 3 fiber. Or meat to tame. So that's like any kind of meat. That's like raw meat, or prime meat is probably better than normal raw meat. Secondary attack creates a healing aura around the diodon, represented on screen by a green circle. The healing aura causes it to consume food rapidly. So that is like the cool feature that they added to this one. If you're trying to raid someone and you're scared of your dinos getting killed super quick, you can take like a few of these in, and they have this ability to create a healing aura, and within that radius it will heal dinos. It'll have a healing effect on the dinos. Instead of force feeding them a bunch of meat, which you can't do anymore because of the recent updates, this one will heal your dinos for you, but it will rapidly consume food as well. So I'm thinking the best kind of stats for these is probably pump its health and pump its food. To be perfectly honest, its health and its food, maybe a little bit of movement speed to try and get out of a sticky situation, or even a tiny bit of melee damage. But food is going to be a big thing. The more food you have, the longer the aura will last, so the longer your dinos will get a healing effect. Really cool feature. I'm glad they added it. This will definitely be implemented into like PvP, where you do go to raid players. Really nice, really good dino. It looks pretty darn cool. It's rideable as well, which is awesome. But let's move on to a third creature, and here it is, the Leoplorodon or something like that. Now this is a magical creature, and I'm not just thinking that it is supposed to be like a magical creature, and we've got more information on it. We'll go down here. The Leoplorodon, I think that's how you say it. I'm not too sure. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Prefers giant bee honey to tame it. The Leoplorodon is a temporary tame that lasts 30 minutes. The Leoplorodon buffs underwater loot crates, providing the player with even better loot than is possible without its special powers. At the end of the 30 minutes, the Leoplorodon will disappear. No setup is required to ride this creature. So yes, it has got a magical aura. Well, it's not. It's a magical effect on the player, basically. But is it a temporary tame, just like the Titanosaurs? Or if you... No, actually, no. Yeah, it's like the, what was it called? The Dodo Rex. Sometimes if you manage to summon the Dodo Rex, you can only get it for a certain amount of time. This is basically the same thing. You get it for 30 minutes, and it will help you find, well, kind of find deep sea loot crates, and it will increase the chance of you getting something better than you usually would. So once you find one of these, you cannot attack it in any way. So that is the thing, you cannot attack it in any way. You can't knock it out, so don't try, because otherwise it'll just disappear into thin air. And as it says here, it buffs underwater loot crates, providing the player with even better loot. So instead of like saying, I don't know, it's really hard to come up with an example, but say you got an underwater crate that had like let's say, I don't know, because I don't really want a journeyman stone hatchet or something stupid along those lines. If you had one of these tames and it gives you a special effect, it will change to something better. That is the purpose of this thing. You don't need a cell to ride it, and there is also one thing that they didn't mention on here. It tries to make the loot crates more visible. It creates like an effect around the deep sea loot crates, so you can maybe see it a bit better. It's not hugely, it doesn't make a huge difference on whether or not you can see them. It just creates a bit of an effect around the deep sea loot crate, so you can see them. That is it. But another cool dino, which is a temporary tame. I don't think you'd be using it that well. I won't be using it that much. There you go. But anyway, let's move on to the last dino, the Kentrosaurus. Now this to me is just like a mini stego, but it's got like bigger spikes and everything else. Body smaller but bigger spikes, yeah. So it is tameable, but it is not rideable. Because where the hell would you put a saddle on that to ride it? And as you can see the pictures up here, it can impale stuff on its tail spikes. These spikes right here, it can impale creatures. Really cool. So let's get on to some information. The Kentrosaurus. So, prefers compy kibble, several root, or metal berries to tame. Not rideable, well, we know that. The Kentro can impale smaller creatures on its large tail spikes and then thrash them around while impaled. It can also impale players as well. So there you go. Not a lot of information on it. It gives you what its preferred taming is, which is compy kibble, or you can tame it with several root, which will be the next best thing. But if you haven't got none, metal berries will do it. It'll just take longer. Now, as I said before, it's not rideable, but it can impale smaller creatures. Now, I don't know what it means by smaller creatures. I've seen it impale a raptor. So I'm guessing a raptor is probably about the biggest thing it can impale. Which is... I don't know. But you can also thrash around while it is impaled to cause it more damage. Just like the RG, when you pick something up in the Argent Tarvis Talons, you can kill it while you're flying. This is going to be like the similar thing where you impale it and they thrash around and the thing will just keep losing health. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. But that is it. That is all the 4 dinos covered. I hope you mortals enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to show that like button. Who's boss? By punching it in the face. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button. And as always, mortals, don't forget to share it with your family and your friends and around the world. That is it. I am Mortal T, and I am out.